Well, hello everyone, welcome back to another video of the F1 2020 Driver Career Mode, currently Red Bull, although we are departing for, well, most likely Renault at the moment. I might do another poll actually at some point because I only got one vote. I might do it soon. I will leave a comment in one of these videos, so I might do it when we get to episode around 7, and then that way it will, because I think at the end of round 8 is when we decide the contract. But yes, if you are new to the channel, then please do get subscribed for weekly Formula content just like this. We're aiming for 250 subscribers. We're currently on 241 at the time of recording, so thank you for your support. If you have subscribed recently, it's the big red button under the video if you haven't. But yes, the race is going to be dry and qualifying, which is good news for us. It means there's no rain to interfere at Baku, which rain for me, I just prefer formally in the rain anyway. As we have some big news is that Ferrari's engine has been deemed illegal. There's also some aero at the rear end that was also illegal as well. This was after Ferrari's car was starting to be investigated after the Italian Grand Prix last year, but the ruling only came after the weekend of the Australian Grand Prix. Behind closed doors, they've settled behind closed doors a big amount, rumoured to be in the millions of dollars or pounds, whichever currency fits you. And basically, they've had a behind closed doors agreement that means that they won't lose their points, but they do have to build a brand new engine, and they've had to redesign their rear end as well, which has resulted in them losing a bit more pace than them, and also the fact that it's going to affect their customer teams, Haas and Alfa Romeo. Rumours are coming out of Haas already that they are looking at other engine suppliers like Renault, Honda, etc. for a deal going into season 4, potentially, unless there is a R&D regulation change on the engine side, because they don't think that Ferrari will be able to recover the pace that they have lost, and going with another engine supplier will be able to boost them up the grid. So yes, moving to the performance, you can see that Ferrari have now dropped to the 5th fastest team on the grid. Alfa Romeo and Haas, they weren't really fast anyway, so they remain the 8th and 9th fastest team on the grid. But Racing Point have made an upgrade. Then coming into this weekend, they moved back ahead of Renault. McLaren are now tied with Ferrari for the second place, and of course ourselves and Mercedes out in front. Although whether that transfers into pace around here, obviously we do have the slowest engine moving into qualifying. Then can we do this? Can we get pole? This is going to be interesting to see if we can. I'm not entirely sure if we got, because the engine is so poor compared to the margin. Although we've always had a slower engine in the back of the car, the margins between ourselves and the rest of the grid is still not great. And compared to even like the AlphaTauri, that the engine in the back of there is a lot faster than the Honda in the back of our car. We tend to still have the slowest engine on the grid, but obviously we've got better aero and chassis, which makes up for it. But yes, moving to the end of qualifying, then we're 4.5 tenths up on our previous time. Our first time was enough for 13th, so that's not too bad considering our recent qualifying form, which is actually being performed. And we actually crossed the line for P8, so it's not as high as we've been in recent seasons. I know I think we were on the front row last year, so definitely the engine performance is going. The Racing Points, their big upgrades that they've invested into the car has resulted in Len knocking out, getting 2nd and 3rd on the grid. Hamilton only down in 6th, so a lot of work for them to do. But we've finally out-qualified Albon at last. It's only taken, this is the 6th round of the season, so 6 races it's taken us to out-qualify as the Ferraris and everyone else way outside the top 10. Nevertheless, It's time for the race, today's Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
A warm welcome to all of you watching at home to today's Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and a race that in its short history has already proven no stranger to drama. A fourth row start is just about as likely to give you a podium as a pole position would. And remember, in 2017 and 2018, both Lance Stroll and then Sergio Perez took surprise podiums here. Baku City Circuit then, an unpredictable 3.7-mile track around the streets of the Azerbaijan capital. 20 turns for our drivers to navigate today, including the infamous Turn 8, one of the tightest and most challenging corners of the season. And I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. Now, let's kick off our conversation with Alexander Albon. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Stroll, Ricciardo, Lewis Hamilton and Ocon, a Red Bull, Albon, Norris and Kevin Magnussen, Leclerc, Gasly, George Russell and Verstappen, Sainz, Vettel, Antonio Giovinazzi and Nick de Vries, Latifi and Daniel Kvyat completes the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track and get this Grand Prix underway.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Interesting that Sainz has got a 10-place penalty. You never know the McLarens in this career mode, say Vars. Sometimes they're really slow and other times they're really quick. But yeah, looking like, as usual, it's a one stop. We're going to go from soft to mediums, as usual. Only 5 laps on the softs. I was thinking we could potentially go a bit longer, but that ultimately depends if we get the safety car or not. Fire lights that are out then, and away we go for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And it's initially an okay start. We go to the left of Ocon, and we're trying to go down the inside of Ricciardo. It's 3 wide momentarily. Ricciardo gets a little bit squeezed out, so we're just going to cut in front of him here and move up into P5 behind the Mercedes cars. This is the brilliant start by Charles Leclerc around the outside of the McLaren of Lando Norris, and then he comes around our teammate Albon, has a little look at Ocon but doesn't do it, and Albon comes at the inside and gets back in front of him, obviously having a better thing. That's a better start for the Leclerc, not Vettel of course, way down as we set the final fastest sector. Hamilton is all over the racing points. You've got Stroll, Perez and Stroll both in the racing points are battling it out, and Stroll getting a bit awkward there. Perez hasn't got DRS, and Perez has been hung out to dry by his teammate here. We're going to switch it to the inside, not really a lot we can do, but Hamilton then closes the door. We have to take a little bit more curbing and allows Perez to cut back and cross at us, which is frustrating because we wanted to obviously get in. I think we can challenge Hamilton here. Bottas has sailed off. It looks like he's going to sail off into the sunset though, so the best I think we can do today is P2, but I think we can get it if we can get in front of the racing points, who look slower than their qualifying pace, and it's an easy overtake here with DRS. We squeeze Perez out this time, taking less of the curb, and move up into P4s. We're now catching up to Hamilton and Stroll again. Of course we were slowed down, but of course it's lap 5, so it's time to come into the pits and get rid of these soft tyres. The wear, although it's never too bad in a 25% race, you don't get like 50-60% wear. You still have that little thing where it gets like 30% wear, and the tyres just don't feel, you're just not making any lap time up. As we come out the pits, Ricciardo of course got ahead of Perez, excuse me. He's on the hard tyres. It's a 25% race. That's if we do go to Renault, then that's definitely so. As Stroll is coming out of the pits, he squeezes us to the wall. We take the switchback line, and Stroll gets him hung out on that right hand side, and we get the better exit and move up into what is P8 at the moment, which will become P3 and a podium position. Could this be our first podium of the position? It could be even better, because Hamilton is going very slowly, we're going fast. We're definitely the fastest man on circuit right now in the slipstream, and this is going to be a walk in the park. I've set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix as well, only just though to Valtteri Bottas. Hamilton tries to hang it down the inside, but we're not going to do it, and that's pretty much there. But unfortunately, that's where the progress stopped, because we had a lime green front right wing. For some reason, I don't know how this happened, maybe just by pushing, but ultimately it meant we couldn't catch Bottas. So yes, and for Stroll, well, I mean, he may have had a nightmare race in Portugal, and he's not going to be finishing this one either, because he's out the race as well with an engine penalty, with an engine failure. Hamilton now is cruising back up, so whatever slowness Hamilton was doing there, I thought we had more front wing damage there, but it looks like it's just the same lime green stuff here as Hamilton tries and comes to the inside, but I've got no overtake ever going to be able to do there. I don't know why the AI do that. Try and do that overtake. They always get better exits than me outside of the castle section. So we move to the last lap of the Grand Prix. Hamilton again closes. This time though, he's not. He's going to be patient. He's going to try the overtake to the outside. You got to be careful there, and I think there has to be a contact there. Short contact there. No way can you get, because it narrows on this right hand side, the track. So I've got nowhere to go, and that's not. I had to show him out there, and that contact wasn't going to happen. But I'll definitely take P2 and fastest lap as well. It's been a good result. I will definitely take that. Especially the fact that how so much of a miserable season we've had in the Red Bull so far, not even getting a podium at Monaco. Could this be starting of a little run, maybe? I don't know. Albon though comes in 6th place, not able to get in front of Perez, so maybe the engine in the back of that Red Bull might be deterring other people away who are available, like Verstappen or Leclerc, away from the Red Bull, that vacant Red Bull seat when we depart after round 8. Then that the engine pace may be deterring people, but I don't know. I don't know if we could have caught Bottas today, but we do move up to P4 though, so this is definitely going to kickstart our season. Albon only stays ahead of Hamilton, who has yet to win a race at all, compared to how dominant he's been in my team and in real life. So he's yet to win a race. The constructors is getting closer as well, between Red Bull and Mercedes, only 5 points between us. Hopefully Renault will come out. I think Ferrari now will drop away. Neither Leclerc or Vettel scored points today. So that just shows that the pace that they do not have at all. And you can see that Racing Point and Alfa Romeo are getting their first points as well. So they move up, and all 10 teams now have actually scored points in this series.
So that was an exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours. You were cutting your way through the field during the race.
Well, we had the, I think the aero actually helped us out there. The setup was just great.
Times were you struggling for grip?
We were pushing the car. I'm not going to answer this one.
Thank you for your time.
More stupid questions there from Claire as usual. As we move on, let's see. Driver acclaim it. Stay on level 12. We've been on level 12 for a while. Hopefully we can get. Canada's next, and Canada's one of my best tracks on the calendar. We would have won in season 1 had the game not crashed. But Albon there, that little screenshot there, Albon's actually lost. I know he had that ratings drop, But in our career mode, he's actually, although he's, I think on the base he's lost 3, in our career mode he's actually lost 4, because he was 94 rated. He's now only 90 rated though. And that's enough to drop him behind, and that little pace is enough to drop him behind the Mercedes and drop him behind me even in this race. So probably that's where I am, is a 92 rated. If I was to be rated, then that's where I would be compared to the AI in this career mode. We have won races in the past. Canada, as I say, is next, followed by France and Austria, and that will round out our Red Bull career. We'll see what we can do. I don't know, Renault. As I say, I'm still leaning towards Renault. But if you guys want to see me move to another team other than Renault, then let me know in the comments below. I think that's the best way to go about it, rather than just doing multiple Twitter polls, etc, etc. I would do a poll on YouTube, but the YouTube removed them because they thought they were not necessary. So there we go. So yeah, comment below which team you particularly want me to move to, me coming into this race. But we've only got 28 days left on our contract. That's after the Austrian Grand Prix. So Austria we've won twice so far, the only track that we have won at multiple times in this career mode. Can we actually do it for a third time, get the hat-trick? I think so. I mean, we are very dominant there as well, so that will be a nice way to fade out our Red Bull career, I think. But yes, if you have enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel for news, see more episodes of the F1 2020 driver career mode as and when they come out. Until the next VR6 time, take care, thank you so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.